So, welcome to today's video. I want to talk about two things. Well, if you're new to this channel, welcome. And just know that we do videos about immigration, scholarships, opportunities, and we bring all these information to you so that you can take advantage of what we have in the year we are in and going forward. So, in this video, I want to do a short and a quick video about how you add children to the DS260 before and after you win the DV lottery, the green card, what most people usually call the green card. So listen in to the end so that you get to understand how, if you are applying for the DV lottery or you have already applied and you're waiting for the results, what you need to do as you wait for that. Because I know things might have changed. Maybe you've gotten a spouse, maybe you've gotten a child, and all those things you need to know are changes in your life which you need to update so that you are not denied the US visa. But basically, things change from the date you apply to the date you win. So the embassy also knows that things can change, and it takes that into consideration. But there are things you need to do, right? So that you don't find yourself on the wrong side of the US embassy, so to speak. So there are like 4 scenarios, but in this video I'm going to do 2, and in another video I'll do the other 2 because I don't want the video to be long, so that we communicate in this in an easy way. So the first instance is that you can get a child before your case is current. And that means you've not even gone to the embassy. You have not even been scheduled for the interview. What do you do? Because that is the commonest scenario that you've gotten a child, but you had not filled the DS260, sorry, but you are not yet scheduled for the interview. In that case, you just required to open the DS260, which is the document you fill after you are notified that you've won the green card. You'll need to open the DS260 for both parents, if a child has 2 parents, if the father and mother, and include that child in the two DS260. Get that right? Include the child in the 2 DS260. That is for the mother and the child. The other thing you need to do, make sure that you create another DS260 for the child, because that is a person who will be needing a visa, even if they are 1 day old or 2 day old. The other thing you need to do, and this is something you need to do like immediately. Once a child is born, initiate the process of looking or applying for a birth certificate and a passport, travel passport for the child, so that when you go for the interview, the child already has their own passport, so to speak. The other thing you need to put into consideration, even if the child was born yesterday, they'll need to go through the medicals and interview the same way as an adult will do. So after the child has been born and you want to schedule the interview, you need to know that each and every person who will be accompanying you to the US, including that 1 day old child or 2 day old child, you'll need to obtain medicals for them. And these medicals are done in different places, depends with the US embassy of your home country or the country you are in. For people who are watching from Nairobi, IOM is where you need to do your medicals. And what they do is that once they do your medicals, they do the test, they run the test on you, they send the documents and the results directly to the US embassy. So even if in your home country they give you the results, do not attempt to open the results. Take them to the embassy at the day of the interview while they are intact. Get that right, because once you open them, you render them useless. The other thing you need to know is that the costs for the visa interview for the child and any person who is to accompany you to the US, they pay the same amount of money. And in this case, that is $330 US. So if you're a family of like 1 child and 1 father and mother, you'll know that is 330 times 3 multiplied by 3. and that will be like 990 US dollars. So calculate that in your home currency and know how much is that, so that you can budget. I usually say the DV lottery is free, the application that is, but the other process, those are things you need to pay for. You need to put that in mind, that once you win the DV lottery, you need to have money in your savings or somewhere, so that when the process kicks in, you have money to cater for each and every step, because the medicals, visa appointment, and all other things, vaccinations, flight tickets to the US, those are things you need to know is money you need. And I usually say, if you do not use the embassy, not the embassy, the visa given to you from the embassy within 6 months, it might expire if you do not have special explanation or circumstances like COVID-19, which then again is something you need to explain, and it needs to be a very tangible and tangible situation. Then again, the fiscal year you are given the visa, you need to use that visa within that fiscal year. And for the US, the fiscal years are different from the calendar years, and the years maybe on how the calendar, the year in the US ends on the fiscal year ends on September 30th of each and every year. So you need to be careful so that your visa is used within that fiscal year for the US. The other scenario, which is the second scenario in this case, is that the child is born when the case is current, and that means that you've already been scheduled for the interview and a child has been born. What do you do in this case? Because those are also likely scenarios. In that case, you need to contact and inform the embassy immediately that you've gotten a child, and you will be bringing that child to the embassy. So the same thing you'll need to do is that you'll need to look for a birth certificate and also a travel passport for the child immediately, because without the passport, it is not possible. It's entirely impossible for the visa officer to grant the child a visa without the passport. So they need a passport, so that they stamp that is an accompanying dependent child. Also, although it's not essential and it's not required, but it's prudent to also inform KCC, that is Kentucky Visa Center, inform them that you've gotten a child, and that is something which will drastically change the contents of your form DS-260, because as again, you'll need also in this case, do not open the DS-260 because it's current. Because if you do that, it will then again delay you further. You just need to inform them. In the first instance, you'll need to open the DS-260 and update it so that you capture the details of the child who was born. Don't open the DS-260 in the second case, whereby the child is born after your case is current. And for those people who have been to this stage, they know what it means for a case to be current. It means that you've been scheduled and you have a visa interview date. So inform the KCC. Then at the date of the interview, go with the child, even if you do not have the passport at that point, because the child might be born today, and the visa interview is tomorrow. What you need to do in that case is that you need to bring the child with you after having notified them that you got a child like 2 or 3 days ago. Then you proceed to the embassy with the child, and all other people will be accompanying you to the embassy, to the US, that so to speak. Let all those people be with you, and even if you do not have the passport, the embassy, the visa officer and the embassy, they know how to deal with that, and they might give you time. They do. They'll give you time to go ahead and look for a passport for the child, and you just need to be fast with this, because then again, time is of essence. And that is why I usually say, after you win, you know you have won the green card. After you've known that you've won the green card, fill the DS-260 form as early as possible, but seek some guidance from people who know how to fill this form, so that it becomes easy for you. That is it about that. I'll tell you another one soon.